Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a slushie while talking about House of Dragon. I should have done an episode 1 review a little while ago, but I think it's better now that I have 2 episodes out, so I can give like a better review and kind of like think about my opinion more. Like I had time to think about it more. So we're gonna make a slushie and we're gonna talk about it. So first things first, I have to put the Sprite in the bag, and yeah, so let's do it. First episode was fairly good. Like I loved it. I had chills from just the first scene alone. Like them announcing that Viserys was gonna be the king and not Rhaenyra. I think that was a very good scene. Like I got chills, and as soon as that, Game of Thrones outro played, I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. This is gonna be amazing. So you're just gonna want to put it in the bag. Make sure you zip it all the way closed so it doesn't spill out. And then, give me a second, guys. We're gonna take a bag of ice and we're gonna, I think, sprinkle salt. Guys, I don't know how to do this. I just watched on TikTok. If this doesn't work out, I guess I'll just have like, that was a lot of salt. That was way too much salt. Whatever. If this doesn't work out, at least I'll have Sprite. You're gonna put the bag of Sprite in there with the ice on the salt on the ice, and then I saw that you wrap the towel around the bags and you kind of just shake, question mark. This is so, if this works out, I'm going to be really surprised. Anyways, first episode was really good. I think either Rhaenyra, the young Rhaenyra, not the queen who was, guys, is it working? No, it's not. I think I have to shake it even more. Okay. So, I think young Rhaenyra is my favorite so far. And, I think Daemon is too. And it might be a little controversial because, well, you know how Daemon is, but I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a very good guy, but, he wants attention and he wants to be known. And that, I don't think this is working. Did I put enough salt in here? I'm gonna put more ice. I think Daemon really wants attention, and I think the fact that his brother doesn't trust him and all of this other stuff leads him to act out, and that's where people think he's the bad guy. But I don't think necessarily he's the bad guy. I think he's the good guy, and he's just like, he's a little hurt that his brother doesn't trust him and that everybody is questioning him and that he feels like he has a right to the throne and he doesn't necessarily have the throne now, and it's kind of like a little scary for him. I think thinking you'll get something almost your whole life and then end up not getting it, it's kind of scary. It kind of leaves you to think like, well, what is to be of me now if I'm not this kind of person? And I think that's what's happening with Daemon. Guys, my slushie is not slushieing. Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, first episode was very good. I loved it a lot. Everybody had a problem with the last season of Game of Thrones. I watched it a while back. I didn't rewatch it because I'm not technically allowed to without my mom. But I don't remember having a huge problem with it. Like, some things I didn't like, but like the way Daenerys was like totally mad and like all that stuff like so quickly was some things that I didn't like, but I don't remember hating it, you know, which might be controversial as well. So coming into this, I was kind of like, well, let's see how it is. You know, I don't think it's gonna be that good, but it kind of wowed me. It did extremely well. You know, you kind of feel for Viserys, but also at the same time, you're like, you gotta man up, man. Like, you gotta be the bigger guy, you know? Like, you have to start. Guys, this is not working. Stop. Why isn't this working? I'm so confused. Guys, so confused. Okay, I think Viserys kind of needs to man up a bit and, you know, notice that he is a king and his responsibility should be to the crown, and he should do everything in his power to advance the crown. And so going into episode 2, you really see more of how unprepared Viserys is for this crown. You know, he chooses Alicent when the right choice, even if it is wrong because she's so young, but the right choice was Lena. You know, I think he did a lot of things wrong, and that right there was the move to destroy the House of Targaryen. You know what I'm saying? If he married Lena, he would have strengthened the bond between the houses, you know, all that stuff, everything they were talking about. And instead he chose Alicent, and Alicent's father, Otto, is clearly very backstabbing, very much in it for himself. And you kind of see that because as soon as the king's wife dies, Otto was like, oh, go to him and, you know, be in his chambers and talk to him and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, this thing isn't working and I'm mad. I wanted a slushie. And so it's kind of like he has to man up and start realizing that some things aren't going to be in his favor, and he has to like take control of the crown and everything that's going on, because he's very peaceful. But when you're so peaceful, you let people run over you, and that is what he is doing. He let Otto manipulate him, and he just kind of can't see it, or he refuses to see it. And I think that's gonna be the fall. You know what I'm saying? He definitely messed up, but I think one of my best like scenes from episode 2 was definitely Rhaenys riding the dragon and like saving the people, because, you know, Daemon was gonna like shed some blood, and I think I think you can see how clearly Daemon loves his family, and he just wants attention. Like, he doesn't want to hurt them, you know what I'm saying? He's not a bad guy, he's very spoiled. And I think that at this point, I would much rather have him on the throne than Viserys, just because there's some things that Viserys just doesn't do that needs to be done for the kingdom, and his people will suffer because he decides to take the higher road, when that's not necessarily the right way to go. Sometimes we learn definitely in the Game of Thrones that betrayal got you places, you know what I'm saying? It had work done. Like, even though it was wrong and it was done in the bad ways, like, you saw the people get their goals done, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to be king and you want to protect your kingdom, you're just gonna have to do very like bad things sometimes, and that's just how it is. And I feel like Viserys is going much at it like, oh, I'll be the king and I'll have whatever I want and I'll do whatever I want, and people around me won't suffer because I'm living a peaceful life. That being said, House of Dragon is super good. I loved it a lot. I think we have some really good characters going on here. So, yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think about the series. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Hey, yes guys, I tried to make the slushie, but this was the best I got. So if you have any tips for like the bag method for slushies, like let me know, because this is so sad. But anyways, bye guys.